Since you have clicked on this video, I assume you're an Indian kid who has overprotective parents. Before we get further into the video, I want to apologize for the background noise. It is currently very hot and I really needed to turn on the fan to actually cool down and make a video. If I made the video in a very hot temperature, I would not really be able to give the value that I am hoping to give. So if you're an Indian, basically 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 or whatever years you are, who basically have overprotective parents which basically controls you all the time. I know it gets really frustrating. You basically do not get the freedom you actually should have, and they basically give you the reasons, and when you ask them why or why not I cannot have the freedom I actually deserve, they will give you some bullshit reasons like, oh, you will die or you will get killed if you cross the road or some shit like that. I have gone through that shit as well. If you want to know my personal story, you can definitely check it out on my channel. It's uploaded there. So yes, I have also been in that situation and I know it's really frustrating. Well, I've not really gone through out of it completely, but it is definitely much better than where I was. First of all, let's get this straight. You have overprotective parents who basically control you everything. And even though you might not realize it, it is actually a really big problem, to be honest. Because from my personal experience, it really affected my social skills, my social interaction with other people. And I know people who are basically at the extreme level where they actually have overprotective parents, where they are not able to really go out of their house and not even able to really buy something from a shop. Basically, they are at an extreme level of mental prison. We need to fix that shit. Not just the social skills problem, but it can also affect you in many ways. Basically, learning as a human being, developing as a human being in a society. Because you need experiences, and for experiences, you need to get out of your house. First things first, if you're one of those Indians who basically are limited by your parents to go out of their house or even hang out with your friends, I want you to first think about it very clearly. Think of a solution of if you can do it by yourself, and actually find a way to actually talk it out with them. I know some of the kids who basically have very overprotective parents, or basically someone who has been in your room or your house for more than half of their lives, basically have never really talked about it to their parents. And some of them even have very cool parents. So if you have cool parents, you can definitely talk it out, and it might take a bit of negotiations, but it will definitely work if you can actually negotiate with them. Tell them, I need to go out, I need to hang out with my friends, I need to learn this and that stuff, I need experiences as a human being to develop. And if you can do that shit, I basically suggest you guys to do it. I know most of the people who have overprotective parents, but they can definitely get out of that mental prison or get out of that shit once they actually talk it out with their parents, but they are basically scared to basically, not scared, but like a mental prison, to be honest, where you are basically have been in their room or your house for more than half of their lives, and they basically do not know how to talk about this kind of stuff to your parents. So yes, if you have this kind of parents where you can actually talk it out with them nicely, calmly, or even if there is a bit of resistance from their side, you can definitely talk it out with them. Go talk it out with them. This is for the first category. For the Indian kids who basically have overprotective parents, but they are like pretty much cool. For the second category, who basically have super overprotective parents, and it basically feels like impossible to basically talk it out with them. Basically give you some bullshit reasons of not, going out of your house or not hanging out with your friends, or like getting out to basically learn experiences. Basically telling you to just stay at your house and study, to be a good boy or a good girl. It will take a bit of courage, to be honest. It will be uncomfortable. If you have Indian parents who basically, no matter how much you negotiate with them, how much you talk it out with them, they will basically give you any kind of reasons of the world to basically stop you. You need to fight your way out. You are a human being. You have got the power. And yes, I don't mean yell at them or basically go against them in a bad way to basically hurt them. It is actually important for your development as a human being. So you need to take the responsibility of that thing and actually do what really needs to be done. Also want to clarify one thing. If you want to really get the freedom and the experience to basically waste your life hanging out with your friends, smoking, drinking, or just, fucking around all the time outside of your house, it's better to not do this shit, alright? Seriously, man, if you're gonna use your freedom for bad purposes, so promise yourself that you will use good use of the freedom once you get it. You will not use it for bad purposes or some shit like that. So yes, for the second category, I basically suggest you to just find your own way out. It is your parents and you know what's the best you can do. If it has to, yell at them. If it has to basically, fight your way out and actually, get the freedom, do it. You cannot just wait for the perfect moment, to be honest. And yes, it is going to be uncomfortable, but it is really important for human development. Just think about it deeply and think what's the best you can do. I'm not telling you to kill your parents or some shit like that. And basically they won't either if you do some things like yelling at them or some shit like that. Well, I don't know if your parents are gonna kill you if you basically asked for your own freedom. You basically need some help, my friend. Find your own way out. If it has to, yell at them. Because this is a situation where you basically need to fight for your own way. You need to take responsibility of this thing and actually be free. So definitely try your best and fix this problem in your life. It will be uncomfortable, as I said earlier, but it is definitely worth it, and it's very important that you take the responsibility, take the first step, and get the actual freedom that you actually need for your development as a human being. I hope this video is helpful to you in some way. If you have any thoughts for this video and any problems with your life, you can definitely leave it down in the comments. If you have different parents, you kind of cannot think of a way for it by yourself, you can definitely leave it down in the comments. I will love to help you out. So see you in the next one. Till then, stay disciplined.